Hey, we're at Nate's Coffee and Cocktails in beautiful Buda, Texas today. This is one of many fantastic businesses that have opened up in Buda over the past several years. It's just got a gorgeous aesthetic in here. They mix a mean margarita, they've got great coffee. It's just a really good place to sit and meet up with friends and a really good place to talk about real estate. We are well into 2023 and the real estate market is still super interesting. We ended 2022 with sort of a exhausted whisper, I would say, coming off the crazy real estate boom that happened during COVID and immediately after COVID. Interest rates doubled throughout the year last year, and it just really put the brakes on a lot of buyers who were in the market and created a lot of affordability problems. So by the end of 2022, buyers had stepped way back, sellers were stepping way back, making sure that they didn't sell at the wrong time. If you're working with me, I may have advised you to hold off if you could at the end of the year because it just was so uncertain. Whatever your belief was about 2023, you could certainly find a market expert or an economist to support that belief because there was the whole gamut of predictions for what we could expect in 2023. Honestly, I think with global uncertainty the way it's been, I just don't think anyone has known. But now we're here, so now we can see firsthand what is actually going to unfold in the spring market for 2023. Biggest news so far is that those mortgage interest rates have started dropping again, and so now they just dropped to the lowest point they have been in 5 months. So that is going to impact and is already starting to impact buyer demand. Okay. The mortgage lenders I work with have already started getting super busy processing pre-approvals, actually processing refis too. So that's the first thing that we start to watch for. Title companies are starting to open title on properties. There's a lot of movement starting. In the Austin market, what I'm seeing is pricing that actually is pretty similar to what we saw last January and February. So we appreciated at a really fast rate in the spring last year, and then we depreciated, but it's year over year, we're actually pretty stable, maybe a little bit up from last year. Actually, the last 2 buyers I've helped get under contract fought multiple offers to get there, and that was a huge surprise to me both times. They had to bid very strongly, but they didn't have to bid the way they had to bid the past couple of years. So their sales price was fairly close to the list price each time, but all the other terms were really strong in order to win. So that's a sign that there is demand back out there. Shopping open houses with them. I went to an open house that was a revolving door. There were 30 people in the house one day, which also was surprising. So I'm starting to see a lot of those things that we typically see this time of year, and I think it's pretty meaningful. On the listing side, houses that are presenting well and are priced well are selling fast again. I'm saying not the first weekend, but still selling within maybe 10 days of going on the market. So that means when you're scheduling showings, you're having to revise it because houses that you're planning to see are going under contract quickly, and you got to move fairly quickly on it. We're starting to see a whole lot less price reductions in the Austin area. For a while, that was the big headline, but now we're back down to somewhere between 30 and 35% of houses that go on the market having a price reduction, which is actually right in line with an average healthy market. All right, so all things considered, I would say Travis and Hays County are functioning as pretty healthy, balanced markets this year, which is a really welcome change from the past couple of years. Even though there's a whole lot of variety in predictions for the housing market, pretty much everyone I'm listening to is calling for some kind of recession to come in 2023. We just don't know how that's fully going to impact us yet, but I would say, Austin historically has ridden recessions out really well because we have a very diverse economy in the Austin area. We've got Army Futures Command, we've got the university, we've got government, we've got tech, of course. There's even oil and gas here. So historically speaking, we've ridden it really well. There have been a lot of tech layoffs in the news, but they really haven't been in Austin so far. And when you look at the data, homeowners in the Austin area are not even close to being underwater on their mortgages. So we don't see any reason for foreclosures to come to this area, and that's what it would take for a really huge market crash. Of course, real estate is super hyper local, so if you have questions about your specific neighborhood, I'd love to talk to you about it. The market changes wildly from one neighborhood to the next, especially around here. So let's talk about your needs and your goals, and I'll see what I can do to help you.